counts. 5, 4, 3, 2. Yeah, apart from the fact everyone can hear you. Good morning, everybody. How are you? Welcome to Natasha Makes. Gemma's on the phone trying really hard not to sneeze.
I am.
And then sounding like a little pixie when she does. How are you all this morning? Are you all well? I'm really excited for today's show and also really nervous because I know I'm going to say the wrong thing.
You're not.
I'm not allowed. There are certain things to do with sausages and...
You said the wrong thing yesterday.
Said the wrong thing yesterday that apparently would have us taken off air, and it involved dogs and sausages. And, yeah. So I'm going to be really, really careful today. Look at my sausage dog, everybody! It's probably not the best start either, but, and I say sausage dog because I can't spell dachshund, so...
Dachshund.
Yeah, exactly, that doesn't make it any easier. When you're dyslexic, it's not an easy word. So
it's a German word.
Perfect.
And Dax means badger.
Yeah.
And Hunt means dog.
Because they are badger hounds, yeah.
Yeah, normal, standard-sized dachshunds are huge. And they would have no bother in taking down a badger. That's what they were for. The little versions...
Ridiculous.
...that we have more in this country...
What do they do? What are they for?
Well, they were designed for rabbiting.
Hamsters?
So they would have been little rabbit hunters, little rabbiters.
Yeah.
Now, I've got one who in her youth would have been right up for that.
Yeah.
And the other one who just thinks that she's a small human child who needs to be held all the time.
Always.
She's a princess.
And so this show today was sort of based on this, because in all the time that I've known Gemma with her little sausage dogs, they've always had bows. I'm not allowed to call them bow ties because they're girls. So they have bows.
Yes.
So when I found these tweed and wool bow ties and matching pocket squares, I just knew I had to applique them into sausage dogs for Gemma. And I love them. And it was then a matter of, but they're so much fun to play with. How do we? So today I've got the template for you, and then lots of different inspiration. Now, Gemma did say to me, we need to talk about the health and safety of a bow tie on a dog. Can I please just say very quickly that my dogs had their bow ties on while supervised for about 5 minutes whilst their photographs were taken, and then it was all far too exciting, and I took them off so they could go out and play.
Yeah.
Gemma, yours wears yours all the time. How do you manage to do that?
Well, to be fair, so we have... The important point we need to make is that these are not dog bow ties that we're selling. They're actual person bow ties.
They're really posh ones, actually.
Hey?
Really posh ones, actually.
They are really posh ones. They'd be great for weddings, those sorts of things, special events. And they have a little pocket square with them as well, although Natasha will explain a little bit more about how we've bundled them in a moment. My girls, I attach, because they've got proper dog collars, I attach any bow to them always by having a little stretchy bit of elastic that I've put around their existing collar.
There you go.
And if they were to wear one, separately, there are various safe ways to attach them that, have stretch or that
so
have
basically
poppers that pop off or whatever.
Be sensible.
But we are not selling a dog item that has been declared to be safe for a dog.
No.
But the bows, fabulous to use.
Now, what we are selling are 4 different bundles for you today.
Yeah.
So you can, and they are, like I say, these are proper bow ties.
They are. They're really quite posh for a dog. Thank you very much.
They're lovely. They're absolutely lovely. And Gemma said to me, "Why haven't you put on a colour that we're actually selling on your dogs?" I said, "Because I don't want to eat into our stock."
No.
So
fair enough. I've
got a light grey one, and this is herringbone. This is all beautiful herringbone. They feel really, really, really soft. Now. You've got 2 pocket squares. These are just a squidge over 9 inches in size. And the reason that you've got 2 of them is because you need a front and a back. And they're not going to fit on one pocket square. Trying to get tweed is actually very expensive and quite hard to get hold of. So the fact that we've managed to get these for you like this in little manageable sizes. Now, if you went for each of these bundles, you could actually make yourself a nice couple of cushions just by sewing these together. These are all edged, by the way, these pocket squares. But you could, couldn't you? And then you could applique on. I hadn't thought of this variation, Gemma. You could applique on in your favourite fabrics, your sausage dogs on there, and then have your matching bow tie on your sausage dog. So,
lovely.
Whereas what I've done is I've used these for the body of my sausage dog. Now your template comes on 2 sheets. So you can either put your sausage dog together, or you can put a jumper or something in between. You've got your tail and you've got your ear. I'll show you various variations. I don't know if you can use various and variations together like that, but I have done this morning because apparently I do not have all the words. I'm just going to use a couple of words lots of times. And then, thank you, Jane. Here, this, oh, I see, this is lovely too, isn't it? This is herringbone, and this is your charcoal grey, so it's a darker grey. We don't have a lot of stock, by the way, of the light grey. We don't have a lot, and we don't have that bow tie by itself. They're all in bundles. But what we do have...
No, we don't.
we don't. We do have these bow ties by themselves in the charcoal if you just want the bow tie. And you're like, right. So, like I did, I will show you. Because this was where I started with it. Was with a lovely cushion. Lovely velvet. Well, it's actually pillow size. Is how that's ended up. And look, it's got a facing in, because I had some of the Kaufman from last week left over. So he's just got one little bow. This is boiled wool, because I had some boiled wool left over. We have done this boiled wool in fat quarters for you today, so that you can, because this is very much a good sausage dog colour. And I'm going to show you how to work with the boiled wool for applique. I'm going to do mine in pink because I had some left over from my pink one. But what it's really lovely with is, look, I've his ear and his tail are lined in the Kaufman. So he's got a little waggy tail there, but I've done it in the Kaufman and the boiled wool. So you've got lots of texture. You've got the beautiful velvet behind. You've got your boiled wool, which is great because it doesn't fray. Perfect. But it does give you that texture. And then you've got your tweed and your herringbone bow tie, which picks out the greys in this beautiful Kaufman. And then you've got the velvet behind. So I think that's very, 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 very beautiful there. And that makes the most of a good long sausage, Jane. I'm going to get myself in so much trouble, aren't I? She's just chuckling, going, thank God it's your show, not mine. And then this was the cushion. So you've got your little hound there, and then he's got his tail there, and that's just made with 4 10-inch squares. But we're going to look at how we do all these things. And again, Liberty lined ear. Liberty and tweed. It's just such a beautiful mix, isn't it?
It's a lovely combination of texture.
It is a lovely combination of texture. I don't know if you can hear Jane in the background, but she is agreeing, concurring all the way. And there we go. So the other 2 colourways, we've got cinnamon here. Now that again, it's textured. It is a tweed, and it's got that texture. And then you've got a really lovely. It's like a chocolatey, greeny, browny colour. I think Gemma's called it country brown. But really, really, really lovely. Now, if you are going for velvets to pop these on, then I would really say go for a contrast. This is our jungle, but they're going to look really beautiful on those if you want that as a background. We've got jungle. I don't know if we've got actually any of the navy listed. I'll have to have a look at that, because we're down to the last little squiddly bits. And then there's the scarlet, which is very beautiful. I would go that, and I would do a Christmas dachshund with these. Now, you can buy these as the 2 pocket squares and the bow tie. They should have been, Gemma, correct me if I'm wrong, about £26?
That's exactly right. Yeah, 26.
£26 because of the quality of them. That's the reasoning there. But we don't want you to pay that, because that felt like a lot of money for something that we were going to chop up and stick on a cushion. So we've done it for you, better than half price, £9.99. Now, I love these with the Liberty. Like I say, for me, that is a really beautiful combination. So what I've also done for you as a little extra is put some long quarter bundles together, because like I say, 4 10-inch squares of your Liberty, which I'll show you in a minute, and one of those makes you a beautiful cushion. So it seemed only right to bundle the colours together. So if you would like this bundle of your Liberty fabrics, here they are, as a long quarter bundle, and if you put 2 then you get it as a ½ metre. That's absolutely fair. So you've got lots to play with here, and again, you can pick which ones. I would go for a contrast. Like they all contrast beautifully. You see, if I was using that one, I would use it on the darker ones, and then that's going to work across all of them. And if you buy this long quarter bundle, then you're going to get a free set of those, and you choose, add it to your basket. I'm assuming that magic happens at checkout, Gemma.
SJ has been magicking, so it absolutely does, yes.
Because we try and avoid codes wherever possible, especially, bless her cottons, if SJ is giving us codes, because she reads them out afterwards and we go, oh, did we mean that? And it's become a thing. Now this is
a specialist skill, Natasha.
Specialist skill, that's it. SJ specialist skill. Do you think it's on her CV? I'd like it to be. This is the other colourway. Now, if it were me and I was buying this, I would definitely go for this one, because it goes with the beautiful autumnal tones in the background, or this one. I think that's where I would sit. And again, you'll get this for free. 2 pocket squares and your bow tie with your 4 long quarters of Liberty. You can't say fairer than that, can you, really? The only other thing that I would say is, if you bought the terracotta boiled wool, then you could do your sausage dog in full in your terracotta boiled wool, and that would just be gorgeous. And then you could just use the one bow tie, and it would just all be beautiful. You can get bow ties by themselves. I think we marked them down half price to £5.99. But again, Gemma said, there will be people, Tash, who have got like weddings and proms and Christmas parties and stuff like that coming up, who will buy these. And please do. They are top quality. So, absolutely do. So I think for a feature cushion, absolutely gorgeous. And you can top up on your different styles of bow tie. Now, the other thing that I wanted to talk to you today was the difference between Bonder Web and Steamer Seam. You can use both for this project, absolutely no bother at all. So with Bonder Web, you can trace your templates. I'd get some template plastic and I would make some proper templates out of these. but you can trace it off before you apply your heat, and you just add that onto your pocket handkerchief there. Now, steamer seam, similar, well actually we'll do a steamer seam in a minute. Let's just look at the Bonder web here. So say we're going to do, I want to do it the same way. I want to do his bottom, and I want them going probably, do I want it going in opposite directions? Then I would draw this on. You can trace it on to the non-webbing side. I'm going to use that edge. Yeah. Or if you've cut yourself out a template, then you can do that. You can either do his tail separately, or give him that little waggy tail. You can sort of put it on at whatever angle you want, or you can just pop it on separately. If you're going to line it, then that would be the thing that I would do. Decide which way around you want that. There isn't really a right or wrong that I've found on this herringbone. Now I've used a marker pen, and then just, I put a little bit of heat on from that side, and you can, this is robust enough for you to apply some actual steam. And that is your Bonder web. And then when you come to use it later, you'll cut out and then scratch that with a pin to take that off. Okay. Now, steamer seam is slightly different. Okay. So I've traced, as we did with the Bonder web. Steamer seam is a web of adhesive encapsulated between two layers of paper. With your Bonder web, you've got the web on one side, then you've got the paper on the other. Here you've got two sides, because steamer seam is ever so slightly different in that when you first apply it, it has a tackiness that you can use a bit like when you had fuzzy felts as a kid. Jane, do you remember fuzzy felts? Jane will remember fuzzy felts. She's not here. She's gone off to do something else. Fuzzy felts were fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. We all love fuzzy felts. But you could pick them up and you could reposition them. Just trying to fit my dachshund onto here. Okay. So draw it onto the side that has got the, can you see it's got squares on it, yellow squares on it. This comes with instructions. You get full instructions, by the way, with your steamer seam. So you'll remove the side that doesn't have that. Now just fold over the edge, and you should be able to peel it back. If the webbing comes away on the plain side, try it from another corner. Okay, you want that webbing to stay. See, it's coming away, and that's fine. It's not coming off on this carrier seat. Throw that one away. This has got the sticky stuff on. Place that down onto your boiled wool or whatever it is that you are working with, like so. And then for now, you're just going to run a hot iron on it. You don't need to steam it yet. So what this is doing is melting that layer of glue into the boiled wool, or whatever it is that you've chosen to use it on. And again, when you come to take this off, if it doesn't come away neatly, you need to apply a little bit more heat. But we're not applying steam. We put a little bit of steam on with the Bonder Web, but we're not doing that with the steamer seam. The steam part comes later, when you want that permanent adhesion. That's when you bring in the steam. Bring in the steam. There we go. So we've got a few little projects. Maybe we start off with this little one as sort of the quickest one, if you will. Go in with your scissors that are not your best fabric scissors. These are sadly now not my best fabric scissors. Because you've got a layer of paper. And the boiled wool, of course, is absolutely perfect because it doesn't fray. This is the boiled wool that I had left over from my 10-minute boiled wool wrap. You need 1.5 meters of boiled wool for the boiled wool 10-minute wrap. And with what you have left over, you can make yourself an applique sausage dog. Who wouldn't want that in their lives, Jane?
Nobody.
Nobody that we would know.
Absolutely.
No, exactly. And if you're a texture person, then this is the applique for you, because you can have a play with lots of different textures. So I've used normal cotton. I say normal, it was Kaufman, it was bling cotton. I've used obviously the tweed that we've had, all sorts of stuff. Now what I like to do, I like to line their ears with something a little bit pretty. And their tails. You don't have to. You can just applique them down if you wish. But for me it seems like a bit of a missed opportunity. So, first thing you can do, and I've just put some H640 onto the back of, this is our natural cedar cotton, and you want to pull this off. Now it should come away quite nicely and easily. It will feel a little sticky to the touch, and that's because with our gorgeous steamer seam, brilliant stuff that it is. This is what, you know, my everlasting bouquet, I've got that in my kitchen now, I love it. It's perfect because you can reposition. So if you're not quite sure where you want things to go, so for example here we are, and I won't steam that on until I'm completely and utterly happy with how that's sitting. What I will
That's
do,
the thing, isn't it, Tash, with applique? Once you get your head around it and you have a go, there's so much opportunity to do so many different things. Like you say, like your everlasting bouquet.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Have a proper good play. I've annoyed myself a little bit here because I've tried to be so good and not hang on to all my scraps. But I am just wondering if that would fit on the back of a Tilda spotty scrap, but no. I might have to pop that on a little piece of Liberty whilst nobody...
Don't have to be super arty either. We've done all sorts of templates over time, and just even someone's initials or whatever. It's just lovely to do, isn't it, applique?
Yeah. And it's easy. I think that's the really lovely thing. There is nothing difficult about this at all. So you peel off the back, and now we want to have a permanent adhesion with that ear and that fabric, and with the tail and the fabric. So I'm going to use some steam. And that will give it its permanent adhesion. And then we're just going to go round and then cut those afterwards. And then I'm just going to top stitch around on my machine. So you don't have to do any fancy schmancy free motion embroidery or anything with this. You can literally just straight stitch around it. Simples. And it's not going to fray because it's got that adhesive element to it, which is just brilliant. And the boiled wool doesn't fray anyway, so you're already winning on that point. The bow ties also look great on teddy bears and stuff like that. Oh, maybe we should do a teddy bear applique too, Gemma. I don't know if we've... No,
that would be really cute.
It would be really cute, wouldn't it?
There are people that make bears for weddings and special occasions as well, and having a little bow tie on to match would be so cute, wouldn't it?
Really sweet. Really, really, really sweet. So, the bow ties are one of those things that when they're gone, we can't get them back. Hang on, what's happened here?
No, we absolutely can't, and I don't think anyone's ever going to find them at this sort of price.
Oh,
the
no.
bow ties themselves should be at least 12, if not more, and the pocket squares should be 7 each. So when we look at the fact they're $9.99, it's just bonkers, isn't it?
Yeah. I have just managed to mysteriously snap a needle. I don't know if I actually snapped a needle because I can't see the other end of it. But I did change. Joan had the walking foot on it.
I forgot to change it back.
And I changed it back, and I think I've snapped the needle in changing it back. But I just now need to find my needles. Yeah. Well, if you were me, where would you have put? Where would you have put your needles, eh?
I love it when you start a sentence. If you were me, it's my favourite thing.
It's not though, is it? It's no one's favourite thing. No.
It's a primary responsibility. Anyone who works for Team Makes, it's a primary responsibility is second guessing what you would do.
Yeah.
It's a specialist skill, I feel.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's important. Many years ago. I mean, this is not a new game, by the way.
No.
Many years ago, I dated very briefly a politician. I don't really do politics, so that was never going to work. And I remember ringing him up. I didn't realise he was in like a really important meeting. And there's me ringing up going, if you were me, what would you have done with your car keys?
No way.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yep.
You are just that person.
I am that person. Yes, I am. So, yes. Well done, me.
What is it about car keys though? They do disappear on the regular. Mr. Thomas was outside yesterday cleaning my car, not acknowledging that I needed to go somewhere in my car.
Yeah.
And I went out to him and said, what's going on? And he said, oh, here you go. So he opens the door and I get in the car and off he went. And I said, where are the keys? Well, it's better with keys. Bless him. Been out and started to clean it all. And where had the keys gone? Very good question. Which I didn't need to go far.
I don't know what I've done to my machine today. Properly upset it.
Yeah.
I know. What is it? Aha. There we go. You know when you do upset your machine and it makes funny noises at you? Just undo everything. Start again.
Yes.
Here we go.
Turn
Oh, look at that. I feel like giving myself a little round of applause. Because, of course, when it happens to you, you don't have anyone watching. Maybe the cat or the dog. But I don't think they're judging. Oh, no, cats generally do judge. What am I saying?
I was going to say, cats are always judging.
I feel like mine judge me quite harshly. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. I would wholeheartedly support that. Yeah. Especially Mortimer.
Oh, Morty's super judgy. Malcolm's not so bad.
Mainly because he's short-sighted.
He does need my balls.
He can't really see past the end of his nose to be judging. Bless him.
No, this is also true. Bless him, bless him. Right. Let's have a little switcheroony. So this is the very, very basic, really. We've got pretty fabrics on the underside of there. So this is something you could do with the grandkids. You could do it with felt, you could do it with whatever. So,
sorry, Natasha, it's not just the cats that are judgy. Sue says, sorry, but I'm judging the fluff in your bobbin race.
oh yeah, I cleaned that out a little while ago. Hideous, isn't it?
She does you do a lot of sewing, Tash, don't
I do a lot of
you?
sewing, yeah.
And we do all need to give our machines a clean. How often is our machine misbehaving and then we just...
Oh yeah, horrendous.
Have a little twiddle, get some fluff out and go, my word, that's made all the difference.
I'm going to pop his tail. And this is the thing, because we are steamer seaming, that is not properly, this isn't firmly fixed down until, and I like this because then if an animal or anything jumps up on there, that's not going to get thrown around the place or distorted. I can now steam this, take the ear off, steam this into position, and that gives me that permanent adhesion. And then my top stitching is purely for decoration and to sew down that tail over here. I've just steamed my glasses so I can't see.
Steam a seam and your glasses.
Yep. And what I'm going to do is just pop that little ear on there. So this is like your starter dog. If I was just starting out with the dog, then that's what I would do. I put a little handmade button on the nose of mine, which is very cute too. Oh, have I been judged? Judged on my machine? Yeah. Do you know what? It's not that long since I actually gave it a really good deep clean.
But you have been using all sorts of different types of fabric.
Oh, all the time, yeah.
The fluff gets in there.
And a lot of velvets actually.
Yeah.
And fluff some things. Not it's any excuse.
No, but velvet, wool, all those sorts of things. That do just mean we need to clean out our machines a little bit more often.
Do you know, actually, the ones that are best are the waxes because they don't shed anything anywhere. They're brilliant.
Yeah.
So that's securing that tail down there. And around we go. Now you don't have to go around and do this. It's entirely up to you. Jane, could you grab me a handmade with love wooden button, please, out of the blue shelves? They're on the right hand side. Yeah, but I might have a few little leftovery ones. We put them on the snowmen, didn't we? Our Tilda snowmen.
Yeah. Well, they're useful for all sorts of things, aren't they? The House of Zandra felt toys, the little EPP needle kits, those sorts of things. Lovely.
And then you can pop your little handmade with there. You've got ears, you've got a waggy tail, and you've got a very, very basic cushion there to play with. And then you can add on your bow tie. Should we give them that colour bow tie? or a grey bow tie? What do you think?
Oh, decisions.
Which one do we think?
Oh no, Claire Angelina's having a mare. So she went to the kitchen to grab some toast to enjoy whilst watching us, and it fell off the plate, butter side down onto her new duvet covered dress.
Oh no. No. No.
Not what you want today, is it?
No.
But yes, do we have an opinion on the tie? Oh, I quite like the light grey one, I think. I don't know, Natasha, don't know. A tricky one.
I think these tones work with the pink. Either of them. I'm happy with either. Are there opinions? Our viewers always have opinions.
I was wondering if there are opinions. It's mostly, Claire's dress.
Oh no. Well, we'll put
Grey,
it to one
says
side.
Anne says grey.
Grey. Okay.
Julia says grey. Julia also says she cleaned her machine slightly off yesterday. No wonder it sounded slightly off.
Yeah, it's dangerous. Really dangerous to do that sort of thing. So I'm just going to take the hardware and the strap of that off. It leaves you with that. But then,
this is so cute.
I know, right? And then just peel that back, pop the bow tie where you want it, and then just literally stitch in there. This is the very, very, very easy bit. This is probably the easiest bit of all of it. But there's nothing here, Gemma, that we've done that an absolute beginner couldn't do, is there?
No. Just stitching onto there. Ah.
So I stitch on.
Here was me thinking the anti-hand stitch brigade were about to have words. You know who you are, everyone.
Yeah, but I also know who they are. So it's absolutely fine. So we just peel back the top layer of your bow tie. Whack a couple of stitches in. It's done. You're never gonna see it.
No.
Are you? And even if you are, it's quite neat. She says, taking off the thread. There you go. See? Little handmade nose. Cute, right?
Really cute.
That's your basic. That is your basic without doing anything other than you've got a nice little liberty there. You've got a nice little tweed bow tie. Beautiful. I will pop that then to one side. And that's your first sort of go at it. Now, what if you want to use boiled wool as the background? I've seen these all over the place, right? Where the sausage keeps on sausaging. And I love that for a cushion. For me, brilliant. So again, I've put Liberty on the back of my ear, and this is with the matching. So my dog and my bow tie are out of the same. Okay. And then all I did was cut 2-inch strips, sew them together, and then cut them. I've used here a piece of quilter's wash away tape to fold over that 1/4 inch. So I think, whoops, I was just about to take the back off. So if you measure the back of your sausage here, that's about 3.5. So I did this, I cut this to 4 and then folded it back. And then if I needed to trim, I think I needed to trim this one slightly. It was slightly off. So I just gave him a little tummy tuck.
Oh, if only it was that simple, Natasha.
I know. However, in our world today, it's going to be.
Excellent.
And so, yeah, we can remove the backing here. And again, I've scored that with a pin.
Yeah.
Do you know what, Gemma? I have dreamed, you know how I dream shows?
Yes.
I've dreamed this show so many times because there are so many possibilities of how to play today. And I wanted to give everyone as many different ideas as I possibly could. So these are just some of my ideas as to what you can do. And then all you need to do
this
here.
could be a lap quilt as well. You know, you could just do lots and lots of lines of the stripy bits, lots
Yes.
of middles.
Exactly.
To make a longer version for a little lap quilt.
Get all your scrappy bits together. Yeah, a half metre of, or yeah, it's entirely...
A lovely lap quilt.
Wouldn't it? Wouldn't it?
People don't have to have a dachshund to love a sausage dog item. You only need to go into any garden centre or gift shop now to see all the dachshund items in the gift shops.
Completely.
So, you're so on trend, girls. My girls don't care.
They don't care, do they? No.
No,
I'm just going to cover that end with my turned over Liberty fabrics there.
Beautiful.
And if there's any kind of overlap, I'm just going to trim that back, which I don't think there is. I think we are all good to go. And then I'm just going to apply a little bit of steam on here. And just onto here, because remember, with your 1/4 inch quilters wash away tape, when you apply any kind of heat, it reactivates that glue.
Yeah.
Okay. So we will pop an ear on there. Eek, look at him. Pin that into position. My bow tie is going to go there, so I probably want that ear angle there. I've done half so that you don't have to sit and watch all of it be done again, and then I'm just going to stitch around and pop that bow tie on. So again, a really easy, very achievable, use up your scraps. So you could do, and this was the only thing that I did, was I had scraps left over from doing my cushion with the 4/4.
Yes, of course.
So I just used those scraps, just coming around that ear.
Natasha, Anne is asking whether you bother with doing an eye at all. There's lots of ways you could, isn't there? But
You
it
could.
just looks cute without.
And I think somewhere we've even got little beads that you could use.
Yeah, I was going to say seed beads or French knot or anything really.
I guess I just haven't. I've left it for you because then you start getting into expressions.
Yeah.
And for me, this was more...
It's a silhouette, isn't it, effectively? It's beautiful.
It's just, that silhouette and textiles. This is more sort of a textile thing for me than it needs to look exactly like a live dachshund.
Yeah.
It is my sausage representation. You can sew up there, by the way, and sew that on if you wish. If you've got a machine, and this one doesn't, that lifts up, that you can program. My DX, I should have got out the old DX7, that lifts up its foot when you take your foot off, then that's brilliant for applique.
Fabulous little machine, isn't it?
I've got a little bit too close there because I'm chatting. You will take your time, but I'm very aware that I want to do another one. Once you start,
never enough.
Yeah, exactly. Once you start, you can't stop. And so, yeah, here we go. And then all I would do then is get 2 pieces of your felt. And again, you don't have to seam these because they're felt. Yeah, I'd cut 2 lengths. One sort of cut to there, and then another one that's going to come down there, and then just sew around the outside. That's your cushion done. Should we do that very quickly?
Yeah, definitely.
Shall we?
These are the sort of thing that you could run up really quickly and sell. And we've said this before, and we'll say it again. We do not mind you using our commercial patterns to make items that you then sell, which a lot of commercial pattern designers will not allow. They will have a caveat on there to say, you know, not only for personal use, not for professional use. But as we see it, if you make items, you sell them, you earn some money back, then you've got more money to spend with us, which is fabulous, and it makes
lots of you do, and it's what makes the world go round, right?
It does. It does. But items with the dachshund on are going to do really well, and with the bow tie especially, all done for you. You've not had to make that. Oh, God, it just looks so professional.
Could you imagine if you had to?
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, I like to be quite generous with my overlap, because I don't like having, you know, when you haven't been generous enough.
No, you don't want the gap at the back.
No.
Yeah.
So again, you can add your button on later afterwards. These are just super quick, scrappy projects. They might be your favourite bits that you just can't quite bear to part with, or whatever it is. Put that down there. That on there. Now I would pin. I would pin, because, or put your walking foot on if you're working with the boiled wool. The boiled wool might move around a little bit. I don't know, actually, I've not made a cushion out of it, but we're about to see, aren't we?
I'm just eyeing up this cushion. I've come down into my lounge and I'm looking around going, oh, it looks fabulous in here.
I know. Don't
I
worry.
want for Christmas, Natasha.
I did do these colourways with someone in mind.
Oh, this is you off the hook for a Christmas gift. You wrap this up, I'm happy.
I know, right? It's almost like I know you. So then from this side, it's like Jane always says, sew from the side that you've got the most information. And I've got the most information from this side. I can see, you know, I've left this slightly bigger so that I can trim it back later. And I'm going to sew from that side around. Just going to pin that there. And yeah, so I would probably use a walking foot. Probably. However, having only just changed my walking foot back, we are not going to, but I might just elongate that stitch length, because we're going through a few layers here. Find that pin. And the thing about the boiled wool is that it's really forgiving. If you go a bit wibbly wobbly, it doesn't care. It does not care. By the time that you've whacked a cushion pad in there, I think people are worried about boiled wool. Have you ever worried about wool, Gemma?
I'm worried about most things, and it's nearly always the cutting that I worry about. But I have sewn with boiled wool, and like you say, it's so forgiving.
It is really forgiving.
Yeah, it is.
So if you haven't tried it, we've got various colours left actually. Not a lot, but we've got a bit.
The colour that you're working with now, Natasha?
Yeah.
Which one's that? Is that
duck egg.
Duck egg, yeah.
Yeah, the teal had pretty much gone.
Yeah,
I don't think
and the
there's very
heather.
much teal, and the heather had pretty much gone.
And I have done the beige in a fat quarter today, and that has got a discount on it, but that will not be a forever thing.
Oh, the beige fat quarters are perfect for the dog body, and I use the pink for my dog's body. So then all you need to do is just trim it back, and you can use your normal scissors, you can use your pinking shears, you can... because like I say, it's just a little bit lofty sometimes going through those layers. It's not that it's hard to actually sew, but I'm just trimming back these edges where I've got extra. Oh, you can't see. Silly me, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just checking the YouTube, so I couldn't see that you disappeared over there.
Ah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, it is just a little bit lofty, so you might have to go in with your rotary cutter twice, or use your 60 mil rotary cutter. We've all got them. When do we ever bring them out? We forget that we've got them, don't we? Just check that you have caught all those sides, and then find yourself a nice floofy cushion pad and pop it in. And this is what I mean. These are going to be your comfy, cozy cushions.
Fabulous.
You could hem if you wanted, but again, it's not. If you're not hemming your clothing that you're making out of your boiled wool, why would you bother with a cushion? It's normally me struggling with a bag, isn't it, to birth the bag. Today I'm birthing a cushion.
And it's funny you said bag, because I was about to say making tote bags, those sorts of things, with a sausage dog on the front. Again,
Oh yeah,
lovely gift, really commercial.
yeah.
They sell really well.
I don't know what it is about the sausage dog that has really captured people's imaginations.
Yeah.
Now you can argue with your cushion pad and get that all sitting as beautifully as you like, but look, you can see that's pretty easy.
Oh, Susan Moore says, love this darling doggy. So do we.
And there you go.
So do we.
So, and that, oh, I haven't put his bow tie on.
Oh, Natasha.
I forgot to
How
put his bow
could
tie.
you?
I would have
He's
to hand stitch that
unclothed.
one on.
He's unclothed.
He's naked. My naked dog. I'm not. I'm going to take this off. Hang on. Bear with. It's coming back out again. No. No. Quick. Put it on
so
the sausage
cute.
dog. Yes.
So cute.
I don't know how I'm going to do this. Bear with me whilst I just have a little argument.
Little shenanigans.
Yeah. How could I forget that? Did nobody mention anyway?
I'll tell you why, though. No one did. But I'll tell you why.
Why?
And it's because you're going to show everyone now what to do if they forget.
Yes.
Aside from hand sew it on, Natasha makes the mistakes so you don't have to. That's what we always say.
Do you think we
That's
get?
what we need to rebrand as. Natasha makes the mistakes.
Very rude. Who wanted Gemma back on the shows? Who wanted
Everybody.
that? Everybody.
Bring up comments. Would you like to hear them?
Go on then.
Good morning, Natasha, and phone Gemma. Back to dual presenting. Love it. Gemma and Lala back in the house.
Yeah. Sort of.
Although Anne's with you, she says, I'm glad someone else is an OCD martyr. So true. Couldn't leave it. Got to do it right now. Fix it now.
Well, if I don't, it won't get done. I know myself. I'll have moved on to the next thing. In my head, like it looks like I'm here, but in my head, I'm actually planning 3 shows next week.
Wow.
That is what's happening there. That's what's really going on in my head. Yeah, it's an interesting place, isn't it?
Sue says, I was wondering, I thought, is she really going to make us hand sew a bow tie? Like, do you not know your viewers at all?
Ooh, come on.
I'm going to say I quite like a bit of hand sewing. If she'd have chucked that cushion at me with the bow and said, Gemma, stitch that on,
I'd have never got it back, Gemma. I wouldn't have thrown this at you because it would never have come
that's
home.
Fine.
Because
I wrapped it up for myself with a note saying, with love from Natasha at Christmas.
Because I know this would not have come
You're
back.
going to note back to say, it's all right. Thank you for my Christmas present.
Yeah, I've hand stitched it myself.
I stitched it myself, wrapped it myself, and popped it under my tree. Perfect.
Isn't it cute? And again, have a play with the positioning. You know, if you want it a little bit closer so you don't lose the foot round the edge, then do. But it's just... But by the time that you've arranged that in your cushion properly, then that foot will come up a little bit further.
Oh, Sue's giving you a ta-da!
So,
Have a good ta-da.
we've already got 3 very different designs, haven't we?
Yeah.
But because I've used the same Liberty there, they could sit on a sofa,
Beautiful.
and you could have
Absolutely
various.
beautiful. Love it.
I'm just going to pop that.
I just want to recap for those who perhaps weren't around for the start of the show, because we have got bonkers situations going on today. So not only has Natasha brought us this cute make, Sausage Dog Appliqué, but we have put together, my word, we have put together bundles where you get 1 bow tie and 2 pocket squares. Now the pocket squares are 23 centimetres by 23 centimetres, so they are a good size. You get 1 bow tie and 2 of those pocket squares. That should retail at around £26, and we put them up today at $9.99. But better still, if you are buying a Liberty Floral Nostalgia Long Quarter bundle, there's a 5-piece bundle and a 4-piece bundle, and those have got a discount on as well, might I add. If you're buying one of those, you can add one of these bundles of a bow tie and 2 pocket squares into your basket, and it will automatically discount so that it's free at checkout. And you can do that more than once. So if you're buying a bundle of fabric for around the £20 mark, that's already discounted, you can get the bow tie and the 2 pocket squares that are worth $26 for free, which is just bonkers, isn't it? Love. And these are suitable, like we say, for weddings, special occasions, gifts, all of those sorts of things, because they are beautiful quality.
Oh, they're proper tartan. They're proper not
tweed.
tartan, tweed
Tweed
rather.
wool.
Tweed
Tweed
wool.
wool, yeah.
Yeah, they feel so soft. Now,
They do.
these are your 10-inch squares of Liberty. You can either do them so that your sausage is half there, or if you want it so that it's there and there. Which way do we want them to be today? Like that, or
Gosh.
like that?
Oh, that's cute as well. I really like that as well.
Well, if we do that as well, because we haven't done that on the other one. So in that case,
It looks like he's wrapping around the back.
yeah, I will just cut that edge off there, because these are all edged, the pocket squares. So let's just...
Again, if somebody wanted to put 2 sausage dogs on the same cushion, they could have one at the top, one at the bottom.
Exactly.
2 different colour bows. It'd be cute.
Yep. Really cute.
Little matchy pair.
So I'm going to put him on so that gets into the seam. But move him just up a little bit. They fit very snugly onto these squares. And then we'll pop that so that we'll sew down that line together. And then scratchy off the back of this one. So yeah, I mean, it's your sausage dog at the end of the day, isn't it? How you do. I think this is probably one of the best value for money templates that we've done, because the versatility of it, like you say, you could do it on, you could do a nice knitting bag, couldn't you, with it on?
Gorgeous.
There's so many different options, but what we won't have again will be this tweed. The boiled wool is new to us. When that's gone, and they just give you. Of course you can applique. Of course you can applique in a normal cotton fabric. Absolutely you can. But if you want that texture, if you want something a little bit different with regards to that, then this is possibly your one. So I'm just going to sew my seam allowance down there.
Our viewers are always ones for useful and helpful suggestions, Natasha. Anne says you could confuse the heck out of everyone and have them coming out and going out at the same side.
Yeah, and that's just it, isn't it?
You could. Lo said you could put a bun on them.
Yes.
You could. You just need some mustard and some onions.
Yes.
For the hot dogs.
Yes. Oh, you could. You could. Give a little bit of ketchup on there.
Yeah. We can always rely on Lo for a sensible suggestion, can't we?
Lo? Oh, for sure. Yeah. And I think the thing is, I think that Lo tames it for us a bit as well.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Thanks, Lo.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thanks for not getting us cancelled.
That's what keeps us on air.
Yes. There is a line we must not cross.
So then you're going to go right sides together, match that. What's the word I want, Gemma? Where they've nested. The nested, nest the seams.
Yeah.
And then the other thing to do, ask me why I do this, is just to open it back out and check that you are sewing the right seam. La, 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 la. Because if you sew this seam, you get a different look. Ask me how I know.
Yeah, it puts a whole new meaning on the, bottom over.
Yeah. And I think if you do have someone that's got a normal size one, not a mini one, but a normal size one, and because this is what I think people forget. Having been the owner of a hound, like a proper hound,
yeah.
now she was fabulous. However, and her obedience was great 95% of the time, but if anything obscured her vision, then the nose would take over. So if it was peeing it down with rain, or I remember one time it was a blizzardy snowstorm, then the nose would take over and that hound would go. And she'd be gone for like 2-3 hours. It was the most terrifying times. Every time she did it. She did it like 2 or 3 times. And always when there was like horrendous weather. And that's the thing. Dachshunds are hounds. So if you could imagine, you could always give one of these to someone that's got one and have them emerging either out of a hole or into, just have the little tail and the bottom sticking up out of one. And they may or may not find that funny, depending on how recent that event has been for them.
So true.
And then this isn't big enough. I cut this for yesterday's make, but I would put that onto some H640, and then I would go around, and again I would do the same with the Liberty. I'd do the ear out of one of these Liberties, and then tie on tail, and you've got yourself yet another cushion, yet another variation.
So quick.
Do you know what it is? And this is something you can do with the grandkids. You can get them involved. You can make bag fronts. Yeah. Whatever you like with them. When these look great on denim. Tweed on denim.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's as you start thinking about it, and you go, oh yeah, you could do this, you could do that, you could do the other.
I really am tempted now to make a wax bag and to put a tweed dog on the wax bag, because again, tweed and wax, very, very commercial, very expensive, high price point on things that are tweed and wax.
Do you know what? You could have the dog coming out of one side of the bag and disappearing on the other.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be so nice.
But these would sell, This would be a good seller, I'm sure.
But you've just got to have that tweed, you've got to have that wax, you've just you've got to have it. So, and at these prices they are pretty insane. But we always try to find you the best that we can. And and like we say, the closest that we found with the same ones, put them at £26 for what you're getting for £9.99.
Yeah.
So, you know.
And all makes aside, Natasha,
Yeah.
I think everyone knows Guy and I have vintage caravans and we do vintage events. A lot of the time we're in 1970s kind of stuff. But yeah, we like a 1940s event. We really do. And Guy went to Goodwood, and you know, you've got to dress vintage for Goodwood. And we have got one of each sets of these, pocket triangle and matching bow tie.
Oh,
and
nice.
it's just so quick and easy for him to dress in the morning.
Yeah,
you know?
perfect. Job done.
They were perfect for that.
Yeah.
So it's not just your weddings and things
No.
like that. You know, these are staples of a man's wardrobe to have.
I think every
Or a lady's
gentleman
wardrobe.
should have one. And the thing is, if you are going to a wedding, then you can have, because you're getting 2 pocket squares, you can put one in your pocket square, keep one in your pocket to then give to someone who's maybe got a bit emotional at the bride looking so beautiful. But then you're not getting it dirty yourself. So there we go.
Yeah.
That is today's show, everybody. Stock up on your boiled wool, because when it's gone, it's gone. Stock up on your bow ties. When they're gone, they're gone. You can buy the bow ties individually. I would put in the beige boiled wool. We've done that as a fat quarter. That's the only boiled wool that we've done as a fat quarter, because it looks so perfect as a sausage. It's like perfect sausage dog colour. Actually, I rather like it in the pink as well. What did I do with my pink one?
I don't know what you've done with your pink one. Where's it gone?
There it is. But again, that was left from my leftovers. So, you know, lots and lots and lots of options for you there today. It starts with that pattern, starts with that template. And I would love to see what you then go on and make with it all, because, yeah, it's easy. There you go. And hopefully now you understand the difference between the Bonder web and the steamer seam and how to work with those as well. So a bit of information for you, and then a bit of inspiration as well. So thank you very much for joining us today. And we will see you here tomorrow with a waterproof wash bag that you can hang in the shower.
Beautiful.
Should you need to. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.
Practical.
Take care, lots of love. Bye-bye.
Bye.